Hi guys, really excited to open this one up. Just got this today, Rogue for Marvel Champions. It's my favourite game of all time. Rogue's a really cool X-Men character and she has some really interesting looking mechanics. She's got some other stuff on here as well, and a Nemesis for set which features Mystique. So if you fancied fighting against Mystique in any pack, she's in this pack. So definitely one to get. And she looks really cool. If you like this content, want to see more on Marvel Champions and this character specific, please comment on the video. I'll get back to you, and leave any likes, and if you can subscribe to the channel, it really helps. Let's get this open up and see what she's like, and give a bit of an overview of how strong or weak I think she's going to be overall. Let's get this one up. Okay guys, really excited to open this one up. Rogue, she looks like a really cool character. She's really cool in the comics. She has a really good power of being able to steal people's abilities and stuff, and she kind of has that here as well. I haven't fully checked every card in her deck, but I've seen some online and she looks really interesting. Oh, box is a bit broken, but content should be fine. And the deck. So Rogue is a really cool X-Men overall. In the comics she's really cool, and in that cartoon it used to be on, she's also very interesting. She's comes with protection, it says. She begins the game with a touched upgrade that's set aside. Use a skin contact ability or energy transfer event to attach touch to a character, friendly or enemy. Play Southern Cross or go in Rogue while touch is attached to another character to gain powerful effects. You can even attach touch to another hero and use superpower adaptation to play an event from that hero's set of signature cards. With the protection aspect, use the Judoka skill upgrade to boost your defense value. Combine it with Not Today to take no damage and remove threat from a scheme. Pay for that defense event with a defensive energy to draw one card. So you're stealing abilities and powers off people, whether that be friendly or enemy or what have you. So she's got really cool stuff, and of course you've got the poster, which is really nice, of the art they've chose to the front of the box. So that big poster is always a nice thing to have. And then let's have a look at our deck and see what we think of the actual cards themselves. So Rogue has got 2, 2 and 2 for all of the stats, so she's pretty strong in everything. To start with, basic powers are good. So her skin contact action says, attach touch to another character, you gain each of the attached character's traits till the end of the round, limit once per round. After the play phase begins, find touched and set it aside. So this is the touched card. It says if touched is attached to a minion, you get overkill. A villain, Rogue gains retaliate 1. An ally, Rogue gains the aerial trait. And a hero, Rogue gains stalwart. So these can be really cool things. Obviously the back is just a blue card, it's not a double-sided card. I love the art on that one, it's really funny. She's on Mystique. Mystique looks like she's really surprised. And then on the back, as Anna Marie, Rogue has got 3 recovery, and it says set your touch upgrade aside and withdraw on force response. After you change this form, set touched aside. So you can get touched back kind of by going to this form, it looks like. Then you've got Gambit as a ally. Gambit enters play with 3 charge counters on him. When Gambit attacks, remove 1 from him and deal 1 damage to an enemy. So you can do, it doesn't have to be the same enemy, it could be another enemy if you wish. Rogue's got an upgrade here, which is while touched is attached to a friendly character, Rogue gets +1 thwart, and while touched is attached to an enemy character, Rogue gets +1 attack. So she's already got 2 attacks. If you attach it to an enemy, she'll get 3, and that's a really cool looking card. Then you've got Going Rogue, you've got 3 of these. It says remove 3 threat from a scheme. If Rogue has aerial, remove 2 extra, so she can get 5 off. Retaliate, confuse an enemy, and stalwart, draw 1 card. So remove 3 threat, and if she has these things, then you can get stuff. Obviously gets these from attaching the touched. So if she's got like retaliate, then she gets a confusing enemy as well, and things like that. Really cool combos going on there, it looks like. She has Southern Cross, 3 of those. You deal 6 damage to an enemy. If Rogue has the aerial, you get an extra 2 damage. If she has retaliate, you stun the enemy, and if she has stalwart, you draw a card. So if you've got aerial from this touched card and put it on an ally, then you're getting loads of extra benefits, and she's really getting more powerful. You've got energy transfer, 2 of these. It says attach touched to a character other than Rogue and deal 2 damage to that character. He'll do 2 damage from Rogue and ready here. You gain each of the attached character's traits until the end of the round. Notice that doesn't say it has to be an enemy, so you could attach that to, say, Wolverine, who's going to heal anyway, and then get to heal 2 off Rogue, ready here, and then get the attached traits from someone like Wolverine. So it could be a really cool character to play already. Rogue looks really interesting. You've got Bulletproof Bell. You have 2 of these. When an enemy with touch attached to it attacks, prevent all damage from that attack and gain a tough status card. You have Super Powerful Adaptation. You've got 3 of those. If touched is attached to a friendly character, search its owner's discard pile for an event that belongs to the same classification as that character, identity specific, aspect, or basic, and add that event to your hand. So you're improving your hand. She's got another ally, Iceman. Of course, he's quite close in the comics. And he's got 3 freeze counters when he comes in. After a minion enters play, remove 1 freeze counter from Iceman, stun that minion. That's a really brilliant power. That sounds really cool. Karma, who's got 0/0, but says after you play Karma while your hand, choose a non-elite minion. While Karma's in play, take control of that minion and treat it as a controlled ally with a blank text box. Its thwart is equal to its scheme, and it takes 2 consequential damage after it thwarts or attacks. You got Armor, who's quite a cheaper one. Play only if your identity has the X-Men trait, but she becomes him with toughness status on her. Which is nice. You've got 3 of these unflappable cards. Only 1 per character per player. After you defend against an attack and take no damage, exhaust unflappable and draw a card. You've got 3 judoka skills. So when you defend against an enemy attack, remove 1 judo counter from here. You have 3, and that enemy gets -2 attack for that attack. Preemptive strike, you got 3 of these. Defense, when a boost card is turned up while the villain attacks, cancel all boost icons on that card, then deal damage to the villain for each boost icon cancelled this way. Nice, that sounds really good. And then not today, you've got 3 of these. It says, when your hero defends against an attack, it gets +2 defense of that attack. If you take no damage from that attack, you can remove 2 threat from the scheme, main scheme. That's really good. Oh no, from a scheme, any scheme. So that's even better. Defensive energy, 2 of these. It's a wild, and when you spend this, you draw a card if it's spent for a defense event. You've got Moira McTaggart. Play only if your identity has the mutant trait. After a mutant alter ego changes into her hero form, exhaust Moira McTaggart. That hero controller draws 1 card. Nice. You've got 3 X-Gene cards. Play only if your identity has the mutant trait. Exhaust X-Gene, generate 1 wild resource for an identity specific event. So that's nice. And then you've got the Beauty and the Beast, Beauty and the Thief even upgrade, which is an event, sorry, not an upgrade, and is the team up card for Gambit and Rogue. So if you've got both of these guys, then you can deal 4 damage to an enemy and remove 4 threat from a scheme. Then you got the double resources, and then we're on to our obligation. Obligation here is if touch is attached to a friendly character, deal 2 damage to that character, then discard this. Or if touch is not attached to a friendly character, place 2 threat on the main scheme and then discard this card. Her main minion is Mystique, so that's really cool. Obviously you get to then fight Mystique if she comes up when you're with Rogue, and that is the whole main deck for Rogue. So she's really cool and a very, very interesting looking character. And then we have some other cards with Rogue that we can use. We've got some leadership cards, 3 Medlabs, max 1 per player. After an ally is defeated by consequential damage, exhaust Medlab and place it here. Limit 1 ally at a time. Alter ego action, you can exhaust Medlab, play the ally here as if it was in your hand, and it enters play exhausted. So that's a really interesting card that you get extra. And then there is a encounter set here for Donald Pierce, Teamwork Villainous. It's called the Reavers. You've got Skullbuster, you've got Bonebreaker, you've got Wade Cole, Maury Reese, and then some side schemes and attachments. A really interesting looking encounter you could add to any fight you have to mix things up. So really cool stuff. And that's everything that comes with Mystique. If you've played her and you've got any good strats, please let me know. I'd love to see how you're playing her. You stick with the leadership or protection even. If you change it to leadership or aggression, please let me know how you got on, how you find her. Overall, my thoughts, I think she looks really cool. Obviously depends on how you play her touched card, how good she's going to be. I think she could be really strong, but I think she's going to be a bit more technical in a lot of characters, and maybe a bit harder to play than you realise. I think she's going to be mid to high in strength. I think as long as you play your cards right and you know what you're doing and you're used to her cards, then she should be really good, but could be a while in the making. Could take you a lot of practice to get used to her cards. Whereas Gambit seems a bit more pick up and play quite quickly, nice and easy. She's going to be a bit more of a technical character with a bit more to her, but also really, really cool and interesting. So I'm really looking forward to trying her out myself. Let you know what I think when I've actually had the chance to play. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you on the next one.